I'm here to talk about the next project which I'm doing for 25 Yard Screamer. Super excited, super honoured. I can't wait to get stuck into the actual artwork. I think I have a few design issues I need to sort out, but I'll show you those as I'm going along. That's really my aim, is you're going to be able to follow the process of getting to the final result, basically. So here we have one of the first ideas for this project. Once the guys had told me about it, and I was on board. So I had a talk with the guys just to find out exactly who these guardians were and what they did, what their point was. This is some of the things I wrote down. Potential future guardians: stop man or manage man. They wake up when things are too nasty. It's probably more my translation of it, not what they were telling me. Two scientists discovered we are at a tipping point. The guardians will take actions. What will become if the two realities collide? The guardians unable to manage the volatile energy spilling over, ice caps melting, etc. It's probably all my stuff. What do the guardians do? Are they connected to the earth elements? Could have guardians with lava, volcanoes, huge waves, terrible storms, whirlpool, maybe one in a whirlpool or to the side of it. Definitely me. Divide could be in the book to show the two realities and show the reality of people and the watchers. Watchers are those who can see the guardians. The guardians are like the huge soldier. This is referring to the last album, Nemesis. The watchers look like normal people, and normal people who can see what others can't. And then I've got something about Guardian World. So started then doing a few sort of sketches, getting some ideas. So I quite like this one. Yeah, this is quite interesting. We've got one sort of standing against the rock wall or the cliff wall. I think by itself it's very interesting. And I think at this point I was just thinking about doing like two separate sort of worlds, you know. So that's interesting. It looks like he's got a sword in him, doesn't it? But he hasn't. It's he's just sleeping, and the sword is, or resting. I don't know what guardians do. But quite like this as well. So this was nice. You know, you got the waves sort of coming over him. Sunlight coming through. Got a shield there. And some other guardian, you know, standing around. So that was right there. Morning frost, mist, figures in dark and light, powerful dark space, light space. And another idea again, I suppose that there would be someone here. Can't see it myself. And definitely one in there as well. I was thinking for the next album cover, the idea came to me of something ethereal going on, like the reality of the watchers looking over the cliff. Could also see the guardians, but looking ethereal would tie both realities together. Could be cool with the guardians looking at the watchers. Everyone else oblivious would show who are the watchers amongst normal people. On a beach, picnic, etc., or standing on a cliff beauty spot, for example, watchers looking at the guardians and vice versa. Could even lean over to look at them. So that's yeah, that could be quite interesting. So you can see then that there would be little people there, and he's got his sword and he's pointing his sword towards them. In this sketch here you could see that there's a guardian and he's standing in the sea. You've got the watchers here, put 4 of them. Yeah, maybe there could be a castle, source of lights, the guardian, world full of atmosphere and earth, universe connections. Here's another sketch showing the guardian, this time a different point of view with the watchers. So yeah, that's interesting. I quite like that one. And we've got a castle there. So yeah, here again, you know, got the guardians, got the watchers. Here, another point of view, you can see that the Guardian is standing in the sea, just trying to work out the composition for that, you know, how that was going to sort of play out. Here now you can see that the Guardian is like creating weather or creating an atmosphere, so that's quite interesting. I think these are rocks here, and the Guardian sort of sitting on them, or as part of them, is able to rise from them, you know, to rise from those rocks, because it's part of the earth. And here, thinking about how that would look with the Guardian sort of kneeling on the shoreline, or near to the shoreline. And of course here, you know, you've got people on the beach. There's the Guardian standing maybe in the distance. So I think I was trying out two different perspectives on this. And again, you know, with that, the weather condition being created by him. So here's a sketch in colour. This is showing the Guardian standing up. He's got a spear in his other hand. You know, there's some weather sort of coming into it, or he's creating something, pulling something down, perhaps. Maybe even some sort of fire, you know, shelling down. Just to really take a look at how the structure of the album cover was going to look like, and obviously the back cover as well. Of course, there would be the watchers then, and there would be some other people on the beach. What I realised at this point was that if he's standing up, it's going to make that front cover quite empty in a way. I mean, all this weather would be there, sure, but he wouldn't be taking up too much of it because he's standing. So if he was crouching, he would take up far more of it because he's more compact, and it means you could sort of zoom in on it more. The next stage then was to photograph myself punching the ground and pulling a pretty mean face while I was doing it, you know, by myself, of course, naturally. And the camera set at a viewpoint that would be equal to that of the watchers, so very close to the ground, and so I could just get that sort of perspective. And then I went about building this little model just out of plasticine, just to help me out a little bit with some ideas. So I made a wireframe, of course, underneath there, and then just put the plasticine on and just modelled it, so it's only something rough. You know, when we get around to the back, there's nothing really there, but we're not going to see the back. But it just gives me a bit of an idea, you know, something to work with. I was hoping for something dynamic, you know, something that was striking, that would grab you. So I'm hoping that, you know, the reds and the darks, you know, like the dark violets, and, you know, whatever it is that's going to go in there with this elemental being is going to be, you know, very eye-catching, and sort of expresses exactly what it is that they do when we mess up. I need the watchers to be able, to be able to see the watchers, or can see them, and I need to be able to show that the ordinary people can't see them. They're aware of the event. They're aware that, you know, something's, like, for them maybe it would look like something's blown up. You know, something's, you know, there's been an explosion, perhaps. And maybe, now thinking about it, maybe that's the way to do this, to make it look like that. But then all this dark weather, and maybe even some sort of firestones coming down from his arms. I know he's sort of bringing the heat on. And he's got his staff as well, I think. I'm not sure if I'll be showing that's his spear, really, not staff. I'm not sure if I'll show that's actually doing something, but maybe just through his arm, you know, he's just, you know, smashing that into the ground, and just starting the process. And the other Guardians will be doing the same stuff. The watchers are going to be seeing that they're doing it. The ordinary people are just seeing an event. That's what I need to show.
Sunlight dissolving into glass, I'm looking at you. on you.